You're mute.
No.
No. Am I mute?
You're not now, no. Okay. Declarations of interest. To receive declarations of interest from councillors on items on the agenda. Receive written requests for dispensations for declarable interest and grant any request for this dispensation as appropriate.
No.
Minutes. To confirm and sign the minutes of the meeting held on the 3rd of November. They're attached. Are you happy for them to be signed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay. Flagpole. To decide the following: where to install an additional flagpole on the side of Fairway Hall or erect one at an alternative location. Thoughts, please, everybody.
Has anyone actually come up with an alternative location that would be reasonable to erect one?
No, because no.
Well, it seems to make sense to have it outside our front door, doesn't it? With the town council, and that's a town flag. So
We've already got one flagpole there. Obviously, it's at an angle attached to the building, and I think there's room for another one to go parallel to it at about, I don't know, 2 meters away.
Look above Simon's head.
If you look at the image behind me of the town council offices, why not have one either next to the current flag or on the other side of the window? I mean, as Farad said, if in the future we make physical amendments to the building, it's not a big deal to unscrew the two flagpoles.
I'm sure.
Find somewhere else, anywhere to put it.
I think it will go fit well between the next two windows.
Exactly, and then even if I think it's a great place for the town's flag. I mean,
why can't we put it at the front of in front of that flag at the other side of the first window? It is the town flag.
We can do that.
We can swap the flags round, put the Union flag on the right of the window and the town flag on the left of the window.
Yes, because it is the town flag.
But the
are we all happy with that?
Yes, why not?
Okay, then my next proposition is: can we put the Jolly Roger on the other side of the other window?
Don't see why not, as long as there's no electrical supply or anything in the way.
Just one thing: we'll need 2 identical flagpoles.
Yeah,
so we might need
to. It's a joke, Sandra.
Sorry,
it's a joke. The Jolly Roger.
Okay, that's why I was sitting here thinking, what is actually Pat talking about? But I'll wait until she explains.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. It didn't. I normally get a joke, but it didn't register.
Yeah.
I wanted to say we might need to budget for 2 flagpoles because it would look silly if the 2 flagpoles don't match. So if we can't get an exact match for the one that's currently installed,
no, it'll match it, Simon. Do me a favor.
Well, I think it's belt and braces. If we need to buy a matching pair, then we do it. Otherwise, we match up what we've got. And I suspect that we can. But if it's being imported from China, it might be a bit more difficult. But there we go. Item number 6, Christmas 2020. Your verbal report, please, on the Winter Wonderland.
Sorry. Okay, so we had 3 things that ran over Christmas. We had the Winter Wonderland. Only 3 people took part in it, in the competition. More people took part in the actual event, but they chose for some reason not to enter the competition. I think if we do it again, we'll be able to promote it more and over a longer period of time and get it more out there. I mean, the problem is it was very last minute and not many people knew about it. But we have a year to work on it this year, and hopefully it'll be a more popular one.
Who won, Dan?
It was, if you hold on, I will show you. Bear with me.
And Clive, I think the museum did one, didn't they? Or 1960 one, but we never saw what it was.
for Wonder Winterland.
I think that, I think
don't
you
know.
mentioned-
I
somebody
didn't.
mentioned
I
it
didn't see anything.
at the trust. Their names were down as All Saints Church was, but I couldn't have seen where All Saints could have put one.
I don't know. Dave might have put one in the notice board outside 96, but I
No,
didn't
that wouldn't
actually
have,
see
that
it.
wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been a Winter Wonderland. It has to be in a window.
I
I
doubt we had
can't show it
access
to
to a
you.
window. Yeah.
I can because it's in the town crier, isn't it?
Yes.
So okay, in a minute I'll run down the stairs. I'll do my Annika Rice impression, and I'll come back with. Oh yeah. Okay. So anything else to report?
yeah.
Please,
And then we also did the virtual Christmas light switch on. And again, at the last minute, we had a second EastEnder join. So we had 2 EastEnders on that video.
Good.
And over the 2 months it's been live, we've had 640 people watch it.
Wow, that's good.
How many?
640.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may focus on doing it virtually now, since more people watch it more than the.
We'll
Right.
need to go
physical
on
one.
tonight and just bump that up a bit.
And then the final thing that we did was talent show, which we held last week. And that went really well, much
Oh.
better than I thought it would.
It was fantastic.
I watched it before. It
I
was really
watched
very
it.
nice.
I thought it was great. I thought you did the best job, Dan.
No,
Seriously,
Well
seriously.
done.
Really,
Well, I sent it to Michelle I sent it on to Michelle and my boys in Israel. They thought it was wonderful.
lovely.
They said it was great. All of
Jenny
them.
watched it twice.
Did she?
Yeah.
No, it was very
I
good.
thought it was lovely.
So that's something we can do again.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Work.
The thing is, I noticed 1 or 2 of the competitors were not from Boreham Wood.
Yeah, yeah. I noticed that as well when I watched it.
Yeah, but they didn't win. Do you know?
I know, Sandra, but
That's why they didn't win, because they're not from
No,
Brentwood.
no. Well, it is only Boreham Wood, but that's not really the reason. Honestly, it was.
oh, I believe you, Sandra. Millions wouldn't buy
It,
it.
honestly, it wasn't. It
I
wasn't.
know, I'm only joking. Don't even listen to it.
I mean, the ventriloquist was from Luton, and I mean, I when I was even judging him, I was laughing. I couldn't. It was just funny. I loved it.
I
loved
don't know if
it.
you can see that. He had a real so it was the goldfish.
Oh, look at that.
Goldfish.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And the cat.
And the cat.
And the cat. Yeah, I never saw it at the windows, but it looks like it could be very, very interesting. But Dan had a hard job on his hands with the talent contest. I'll tell you, had three wild women. to
It was
pick on.
wonderful. It was such a nice evening.
It
for
was lovely. And
everybody.
Brian
Emma
was
Hanston doesn't live in Bushy. She lives in Lullington Garth, is what I told you. Because she was part of the trio that we took to the Royal Festival Hall.
She
on the
was.
1st of March.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. She
yeah,
was.
she lives
I
in
remember.
Lullington Garth. She doesn't live in Bushy.
Okay.
Anyway, that's another story.
And Brian was very, very good.
he
Oh,
was
yeah.
Very
Very
good.
patient.
Yeah.
no, he's a lovely man.
So
Yeah.
since I put the video online, that was 5 days ago, we've had 425 people watch it.
Good God.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I mean, that's
Lovely.
excellent.
Yeah.
It is, and I haven't seen it yet.
I just thought it was done really
Right.
perfectly. When I saw it, watched it, Dan, I couldn't believe that that's what you'd done out of what we had done to you.
And do I have to declare this now?
What is it?
No, I'm not declaring it. I'm not. I've got one as well.
keep hold of them in case we do something again.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. I'll give it to you back when I see you.
Right, thank you very much. It was
that-
very different, and and they were all very good. There wasn't a duff one among them. I think they were all very good, and certainly, you know, if the ventriloquists were to come down and perform for us, I think that would be quite nice.
But you know, when I put it on WhatsApp, I put it on our neighbourhood WhatsApp. Emma, the mother of,
Yeah.
she said, I would have liked to have sung a song that I would have known, because I didn't know that song. She said to me, she sent a message to say, next time I'll get her to sing a song that you recognise. Yeah, she said that was her daughter. It was very nice. It was a really
I
nice.
like the little girl, the pianist, the little one.
Oh, that's the one that won it. Yes.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She was so good. And so I'm going to get the details from Dan, but we're running the Youth Makes Music virtual concerts that we would normally be running at All Saints. They're being recorded, and we're going to invite both Gemma and no, I'm getting them mixed up now because one's Emma and one's Gemma. One's the mother, one's the daughter.
Yeah, Emma's the mother.
Gemma's the daughter. Invite Gemma and others if they would like to take part, because quite clearly they can record themselves and it can the February date 13th is done now, ready to be shown. So I'll send you the details of that later, but we've got two other dates, and that's March the 13th and April the 10th. Right, sorry, Dan, over to you again. Civic Festival and future events.
Okay, I was thinking, I don't know when this is all going to be over, and when the lockdown is over, we're going to be put into tiers again.
Yeah.
So I was thinking we move the dates from the festival, make it later on towards the end of summer, and give us a better chance of being able to do stuff.
September time.
Yeah, before the schools go back.
Before the school goes back, end of August, beginning of September.
People won't be going on holiday.
No.
Maybe the August bank holiday around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or may I suggest, because the Prime Minister was saying doesn't want to go back to tier system.
Yeah.
Can we wait till March to see what they say? Because I think by March there will be an update.
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, because August, you may think that people are not going on holidays. Some we just feel like, now we're out of it. Let us leave the country.
Yeah, but
and come back after 2 weeks.
It's true, Victor. But they said on this evening's news that this strain is now creeping around the country. This South African strain, and they're extremely worried about it. Who knows?
Personally, I agree with Victor on this one. I think that we should wait till March because we don't know how the vaccination's going. In March we'll have a much better idea in terms of vaccination and where this worrying strain is, because there's a Brazilian strain as well as a South African. So we still don't know what's happening. So I think maybe we should defer a decision until the next entertainment.
Our next meeting is March the. It's on our agenda.
Yeah.
Entertainment. Oh, it's a month's time. The 2nd of March.
Yeah. So let's leave it.
I mean, that's a good idea. But I think maybe you should hear anyway. Dan's got lots of ideas for outdoor entertainment, which can be done once we're able to do them. So if you just want to give us a run through of some of the ideas that you've got.
Right.
But we can do another movie in the park, but then we'd have to have a lot more stewards. We'd have to fence it all in, and we'd have to do tickets. So it couldn't be, we can be a free event, but you have to get a ticket in advance. We can't do like we normally do, just anybody turn up. So we've got to be very careful. And we can do concerts like that as well. We can mark off areas that are 2 meters apart and have, I think it's up to 4 or 6 people. It depends whatever the rules are at the time. But again, we'd have to do them ticket and then have everyone's information.
Yeah, I went to an event a bit like that. It was up at Tatfield House, and they'd drawn white circles on the ground so that people could picnic, whatever, in that circle if they were in a bubble.
idea.
But of course, there was a way of stopping people going in because you check the tickets on the way in, which I think might be
isn't
more
in a park,
difficult in
though.
our parks.
There isn't in a park, so you can't do that.
No, what I'm going to suggest then is, and it's up to other people because this could be a possibility. Our school sites are secure sites. We could ask if we could have permission to use one of the school sites because you can control who goes in then.
Yeah.
Might work.
And, Summerswood is well placed for this because some of you have been there to their, what do they call it? Oh, something
It's
in
like
the
a summer
wood.
fete. It's a
Yeah,
summer fete, isn't
picnic
it?
in the wood or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So John Amer has got a stage, hasn't he, Dan?
Yeah,
And,
and
it's
so has an Inspire for All.
so yeah, that's right, because they offered to lend it to us, didn't they? When as a temporary bandstand. So that it may not be Summerswood, but Kenilworth's another school that we have a good link with. And
In this
St.
connection,
Teresa's.
when is the bandstand likely to be erected? Do we have any idea?
soon. It's gone through the application, and
Well, I know.
step now is to agree all the Aaron Niblit's in touch today to agree all the technical details and to get Lightmain down to build it. So it should be
That may be something obviously we can use.
yes. Well, we planned band concerts for the 27th of June, 3rd of July, 10th of July, and the 24th of July.
Right.
But that's not a secure place for doing
No,
any.
no, but we don't know whether that's going to be able to take place. We've just
it
put
doesn't
those
matter.
dates in.
But,
You can put some dates in,
yeah,
and then if you have to do it in a secure place, then we could do it like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Anne Goddard is hoping to have her NSPCC fete in July. Well, Shopwicks is another secure place.
Yeah.
You can't get in. And I'm sure that somebody like Norman Shuker would be willing to hold an event for us that would be, where we could restrict the numbers. Anyway, these are all possibilities, aren't they? And yeah, and we don't know whether movie in the park. So all of these things could be done in a secure place.
Yeah.
And if we look at them again in March, we might have to look at it again in April. We don't know. We put it on the agenda for March and then put it on the agenda again for April.
I mean, the key is really in March is whether we decide really the date of the civic festival. That's the key in March. So, we'll know in March whether we need to leave it later or whether we can have it earlier. So, but that March will be the key, and then it also will give us a good idea whether we can actually have a civic festival, and if so, in terms of social distancing, what potentially the rules could be. But
look, there are all sorts of things that we can run. Borehamwood's Got Talent. Dan suggested today that the schools' performing arts could be done as a virtual event. The schools could send in a video of children performing, and we could run. Clive's looking at a virtual literary event. What's the matter with me? Event, and so there are virtual events that we could prepare for, so that we've got something in the bag. Because with Dan saying there's 640 hits for the Switch On, and you're saying there's 400 and something for the Borehamwood's Got Talent, some of the public are watching our events. So, we could prepare for these. Clive's asked about the art show. Now, I forget where the idea came. Dan and I talked about this today, but it wasn't my idea. It was somebody else's. So I'm not trying to pinch it. I just can't remember who suggested it. Is that we asked each class in the town to send in a winning picture for us to mount. Do you remember we did Make a Face? Then we hung all of those things around in the piazza.
Yeah.
Dan suggesting that we could have class pictures. Now, usually the town schools take part in something called Words in the Wood, which is organised by Hartswood Academy, where they look at one book and then the children all read this book, and it goes right through the school, and then lots of things, artwork is produced, and that's quite, and they have an exhibition on this. Whether that will happen this year or not, they were talking about it at the head teachers meeting, but again, I don't know whether anything will happen. But Dan suggested that we could get the classes to send in a picture of something that's on their wall, some sort of art, not a competition as such, but you know, just so that people can see the kind of things that are going on in our school.
Yeah, good idea.
Potentially, we could also ask Hartswood and Yavna if they'd like to submit their GCSE art courses work. You know, because that would be a really high standard, and some of the stuff that they've done in the past I've seen has been absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. It would be good to have the secondary artwork separate, really, in a way.
Yeah.
And it's easier for them to send in than it is to for them to come down and mount an exhibition at what is a very busy time of the year for them. So that might work even better, mightn't it?
Pat, are you talking about the Words in the Wood, or are you talking about the Rotary Art Show?
Now I'm talking about Words in the Wood. They normally produce work for that, but suggesting that the Rotary Art Show, I doubt if we're going to be able to get any venue. It might be possible in September, but for a just as a fallback to have some sort of virtual event that we could.
I'm all for going ahead with a virtual event for that, as I think I suggested originally.
Your idea, I'm sorry, it could be.
We ask each class to submit something for that, and then we've got about 16 or 17 classes submitting artworks, which we can then make into a virtual show.
No, there's more than 16 classes in there. There's
well, I think they're primaries, but
well, primary schools, they've got 7 years.
Oh, of course, there's
nursery.
A lot more. Yeah, sorry.
And some of them are 2 formentary. So
so it's about 80 or 90. Yeah.
Are you thinking of so you're not thinking of the teacher choosing one art piece of art out of not every child in each class. Next year.
In my mind, I think it should be a competition in each school, and the winner gets to show theirs at the art show.
Yeah, one person from each class.
Yeah. But in terms of the GCSE art works, I would ask Hartswood and Yavna to send a lot more art, because that will be of a really, really high standard. And some of the things that these kids produce is absolutely
I know, tremendous.
I remember going, I've been to the Rotary Art Show a couple of times, and it's just,
it's very good.
It's just amazing. It's just amazing what these kids produce.
Yeah,
and I think it's a really positive way for schools to showcase our secondary schools, to showcase the talent they have in their school, and you know, in terms of art. And I think it's be really enjoyable.
I think it's a good
what we could do. We could have, if we wanted to make it into a competition, we could select a winner for each year group.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
What kind of prizes then? Would it be prizes to the school or prizes to the individual?
I don't know. I haven't thought it through yet.
Well, maybe come back now with this idea has been suggested. Come back with the ideas next time. Put it on the agenda, Dan, with the list of things that you're proposing. And also Dan's, I did say that Dan suggested, did I? The performing arts would be easier to put onto a virtual do it virtually rather than plan to do it in the flesh, as it were, because we've got it's too complicated to try and set all of that out this year, because we've got no idea. We could still set it all out. Prabhakar, could you mute yourself if you're on the phone, please? And if we go for it as a virtual performance, then we know that we can ask for that, but we don't know what's going to happen.
I think doing a virtual performance, the schools will be more likely to take part, because all they have to do is just film the kids doing their dance or their song, and it's a lot easier for them. And I think more schools will probably want to get involved in it.
Oh, I think so. I think that's a great idea. So if there's anybody got any other virtual ideas that
Well, Pat, before we move on, can I ask, did you actually mention the Rotary Art Show to the schools? And did you get any response?
No, I didn't. Because at the time when I spoke to them, they weren't even sure whether, they don't know what's going to happen. They can't get artworks if they're not going to be in school.
Yeah.
So, and they've got many more things on their minds at the moment than that. But their next meeting is it's in March sometime. I don't know if I've got the date, and I'll ask them then. I certainly will. But you know, I think if we plan to do some virtual events, then at least we've got something going on, haven't we?
Okay, I will email the schools just to let them know how we're thinking, and you know, obviously it's flexible, so we'll see how we get on.
Well, I've already been in touch with them and suggested that we would be. Now I'm trying to think of her name, Laura, the person at Hartswood that arranged.
Egan, is it? Laura Egan?
I can't remember. As soon as you've all gone, I'll remember it.
Isn't it Laura Egan?
It could be. Eager. It's not Egan.
Egan?
It's something like that. Yeah. I've got it in the minutes somewhere, but they've sent me and I'll tell you what she had proposed prior to lockdown. I'll email that to you separately. Any more ideas for virtual events?
Well, I was thinking about the literary festival, where I think we've got enough writers in the wood to make one virtual event of their stuff. And I was thinking, because we're obviously the home of British film and TV, whether I could get people like, well, the one I'm in contact with is Sir Tim Rice, and one or two other people maybe, to make a contribution. I know Tim Rice has done lots of sort of podcasts, if you like, which are available online already. So I'm not sure whether he'd be prepared to do something, either a concoction of some of those or something special for us. I haven't asked him yet, but I wanted to just sound out what you thought, the committee thought, and also if there are any ideas. I mean, Dan, you must have one or two contacts with people who could come along. I don't know, and I could ask, for instance, someone like Tony McHale from last year, or alternatively, I could see whether my musical writer who was with us last year, whose name what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Dominic. What's his name? I've forgotten. Anyway, he writes musicals. Whether he might even be able to put on with one of his some of his contacts a little show that we could put on as a virtual event.
That might be separate, mightn't it? But
it might
Sarah
be.
Nella has.
That would be for Rotary. But
yeah.
You know, I've got these sort of ideas floating around.
Yeah, Sarah Nella at Summerswood is in contact with Michael Merpogo. Now he might be someone that we could ask to take part in a literary event.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I don't know. I mean, right. Any other ideas, or shall we bring that back to the next session?
Yes,
and
session. I think we've exhausted our.
I think we have.
at the minute.
Right. Right. Well, thank
I
you
just
all
have.
very much. I think.
Sorry, Pat.
Yes,
I've
sorry,
got
Pat.
one other thing to add that Hugh's asked me to add onto the agenda.
Okay.
We need to just review the steward's pay, whether we're going to keep it as it is or increase it. I'll tell you what it is at the moment. Stewards get £9 an hour. Deputy head steward gets £10 an hour, and the head steward gets £11 an hour. Are we happy to keep it like that?
I think so. I don't see
At the
any
moment.
need for a
At the moment, it's
rise at the moment.
yeah. I don't think there should be a rise.
Things are hard everywhere, and I think it's above minimum wage.
Not at the moment because everything's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dan, have you actually had any feedback to indicate whether they're happy with that or not?
No, I've not spoken to any of them months.
So let's leave.
Well, the other thing is that we employ them at this amount of money. We don't usually say to our employees, "Are you happy to work for us?"
Yeah.
No,
I don't think we
no.
ask them. We tell them we're employing them.
Correct.
And it's not a bad wage, but quite often some of these things, they get a set sum. They get £25 or something for the session.
Yeah.
So I think there'd be quite a lot of people who would be eager to do it.
I think it's okay, Pat. I think we've got lots of people that are standing in the wings that would want it anyway.
I'm sure. You're right.
Dan, is there any complaint from them in terms of their pay?
No, well, I've not seen them nearly a year, so
Okay, so I think they're happy with it then.
I think so. And they know
Yeah.
all what's gone on, the pandemic and all that's gone on for it's too difficult at the moment.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I did it, the whole day was £25, and I think I spent 10 hours there.
I might volunteer myself. Dan, is there anything else that you wish to add?
that's all I have.
May I ask you a question, please?
Yes, certainly.
Every day I go for a walk. That's my whole life. And I walk past Malham Hall, just down the road. And you know, we've got notices on the rails and we've got greetings and things. Now
Yeah,
they're
they should
beginning,
come down.
they're looking very messy.
Oh,
Can
they-
Can I take them down?
absolutely, please do.
And do you want me to keep them or throw them?
No, throw them away.
Right, because they're looking messy, some are
They
falling off.
are. They should have come down. I
take them
don't
down.
go that way. I hadn't realised they were still there.
Oh, they're still
think-
there.
I think all the rest are down everywhere else.
They
So
look really messy. I'll take them down.
I was going to suggest that maybe we ask people to contribute a spring arrangement of some sort, because that links into every religion and none.
Why not?
And I think it quite brightens up the place. What do people think about that?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, right, carried. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you all on the 2nd of March.
Will, and I need you to give me a ring because I've got something to ask you apart from this meeting, please.
Okay, right. Will it be an emerald or a diamond?
It's neither.
Oh.
Oh, if you need either, I can get them for you. No problem.
Okay, well, thank you.
Don't waste any moment, Simon.
Oh,
will you?
Thank you very much,
Simon.
Dan. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you
Good
soon.
night.
See you
Stay
soon.
safe, everyone.
When's the next meeting, Dan? When is
Well,
our next meeting before you go?
The 2nd of March.
2nd of March.
2nd of March. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
2nd of
everyone.
March. Yeah. Okay, then. I do apologize for late showing. Yeah,
That's
was-
fine.
I was occupied with a few things. Yeah.
Noted.
I wish you all well and stay safe.
Take care.
No harm done. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Cheers. Bye. Hello. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.